forecast and later on a Nutmeg Sports Update. But first, a man hit by a car while riding a moped in Stratford on Friday night has died, according to police. Stratford Police Captain Frank Iannotti said Tuesday that the unidentified man died on Tuesday morning of his injuries. Police are still investigating that crash. Police said the man was hit just before 8 p.m. February 17th near the intersection of Canaan Road near Mary Avenue by a Toyota Camry being driven by another man. Preliminary investigation showed that the moped operator was traveling south on Mary Avenue and attempted to cross Canaan Road when he was hit by the Camry, which was traveling west. Police said the moped operator was ejected and suffered serious injuries. The Camry driver remained on the scene and was cooperative with police. It's still unclear whether any charges will be filed in that crash. And in other news, a Shelton man was arrested in connection with the death of a man who overdosed from a mix of heroin and cocaine in September of last year. On September 17, 2016, a 37-year-old Shelton man was discovered dead in his home from an apparent drug overdose. Following a thorough investigation, it was discovered that the man had purchased drugs earlier that day from 39-year-old Jerome Downing of Shelton. On Wednesday, Downing was arrested and charged with 2 counts of illegal sale of narcotics, and he was held on a $25,000 bond to be arraigned in Derby Superior Court the same day. You can check for updates on that story at sheltonherald.com. And a car stolen from a Darien home was recovered several days later in Stamford after being involved in a motor vehicle accident. Stamford police arrested a 17-year-old in connection with that incident on February 18th. A Wilson Ridge Road resident reported his Land Rover stolen to police on the morning of February 16th. The vehicle had been left unlocked in the driveway with the key fob still inside. Police believe the vehicle was taken between 5 and 7 p.m. on February 15th, though the resident didn't realize the car was missing until the next day. According to police, his other vehicle had also been burglarized in the driveway, but only about $10 in loose change was reported missing. Stamford police recovered the vehicle with minor damage at Pelham Place. And in other news, vandals have defaced a giant cross overlooking Waterbury from the site of the former Holy Land Park. The Associated Press reports that several green pentagrams and a large letter T were spray painted near the bottom of the 52-foot tall cross in Waterbury during the past several days. That vandalism was visible from Interstate 84. Waterbury mayor Neil O'Leary bought the 17-acre property atop Pine Hill with a partner in 2013. He calls that vandalism troubling. The cross was placed on the site in 2013 and is illuminated at night by color-changing LED lights. It replaced a larger cross that stood on the site since 1956 as the centerpiece of the former biblical park. Holy Land once attracted thousands of visitors a year. It closed in 1984. Police are looking for the vandals and no arrests have yet been made. And in some big news for a Stratford student just this morning, ambassadors from Google visited Bunnell High School to announce that sophomore Sarah Harrison is the winner of the Connecticut Doodle for Google competition. Stratford Star editor Melvin Mason was there. Harrison's winning artwork, which will be revealed at an assembly at Bunnell High School, was inspired by the prompt, "What I See for the Future." As winner, Harrison will be awarded an Android tablet and the chance to win a $30,000 college scholarship and $50,000 Google for Education grant for her school. Now, Melvin talked with Sarah this morning, and here's what she had to say.
Feel real. I woke up this morning and I was like, oh my God, it's actually happening today.
Okay.
It's really amazing. I never thought I would make it this far.
Okay, so now when did you actually make this doodle, and what was the impetus behind it, please?
I made it in late December, kind of around Christmas. And the importance behind it?
Yeah, please. Yeah, tell me a little bit about what, your meaning behind it, like why.
I wanted to emphasize the importance of community and just generalized happiness.
Now, the Doodle for Google competition gives K-12 students across the country the opportunity to have their artwork featured on Google's homepage. This year, a panel of judges, including Olympic gold medalist Simone Biles and Grammy Award-winning artist Sia, selected the winners for each state or territory, choosing from over 4,200 entries. Beginning on March 1st, final voting will be open to the public, and then a panel of Googlers will then select a national winner from the top vote getters. But there's going to be a lot more on that story at StraffordStar.com. And a Maryland attorney pleaded guilty yesterday to conspiring with a former Easton man in a long-running fraud scheme that targeted distressed homeowners throughout Connecticut. Deirdre M. Daly, United States Attorney for the District of Connecticut, announced that Bradford Barneys, 51 years old, pleaded guilty to conspiring with Timothy Burke in the long-running fraud scheme that targeted distressed homeowners. Now, Barneys is an attorney licensed to practice in Connecticut and has an office in Bridgeport. According to court documents and statements made in court, between 2010 and November 2015, Burke, formerly of Easton, engaged in a scheme to defraud individuals, mortgage lenders, and the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development by falsely representing to homeowners who were facing foreclosure on their homes that he would purchase their homes and pay off those mortgages. Now, between about 2011 and at least 2014, Barneys participated in dozens of meetings with Burke and with homeowners at his law offices in Bridgeport. At the meetings, Burke represented to homeowners that he would purchase their properties and presented to the homeowners quit-claim deeds, management agreements, indemnification agreements, and third-party authorizations. Now, after he gained control of those houses, Burke rented out the properties to tenants by advertising the properties on Craigslist.com and other means, falsely representing to tenants that he owned those properties. But there's a lot more on that story at EastonCourier.com. And Trumbull state representatives are backing a proposal to look into adding an entrance ramp to Route 25 at Whitney Avenue. That ramp would provide direct access to Indian Ledge Park and the Long Hill Green area of Main Street. Currently, there are entrances to Route 25 at White Plains Road and Daniels Farm Road, plus the Route 111 intersection where the 4-lane highway section ends. The Daniels Farm Road ramp is about 3.6 miles from the Route 111 intersection. The expressway portion of Route 25 corridor was completed back in 1982. Part of that project included a planned entry and exit ramps off of Whitney Avenue. The state acquired the land and the required easements, but never started construction. More on that story at TrumbullTimes.com, but let's switch gears, throw it over to Frank Granito now for a look at the forecast. Frank.
Thank you, Kate. We saw some passing morning showers have moved on, and we'll see cloud cover doing the same before this afternoon as we get ready for a warm and mild day around the county. Mostly sunny this afternoon with a high of 53 degrees. Temperatures starting to fall down into the low 40s overnight with patches of clouds heading into Thursday morning. Some early morning fog tomorrow will break before noon and make way for partly sunny skies, along with mild conditions and an expected high of 62. Partly cloudy overnight with a shower or two in parts of the county and a low in the mid-40s. And then Friday, mostly cloudy around Fairfield County to end the week. Mild again, temperatures in the mid to high 50s, scattered showers throughout the afternoon and evening, which will turn into occasional rain and drizzle overnight and is going to carry into Saturday morning to start your weekend. That's going to do it for this weather update. Let's go back over to Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. Well, we're going to step out for a break, and when we come back, Frank has your Nutmeg Sports Update, and we have more local news, including a local family who made it to all 7 continents, coming up after this.
We told Dad he could have his office back if he sold 150 cars last month.
Deal's a deal.
Well, Dad, you did it. You get your office back.
Forget it. I'm having too much fun down here. My new goal, 160 cars. Wow. Folks, if you ever wanted a great price on a new Nissan, now is the time.
Right now, lease a 2017 Altima 2.5S for only $99 a month.
Isn't it time you got Millerized?
It's all about meeting goals this year, and Trinity CrossFit of Ridgefield has experienced trainers, top-of-the-line equipment, and a newly renovated space to help get you there. Offering more classes per day than any other CrossFit gyms in the area, we cater to all fitness levels. Our coaches have a combined 10 years of experience in CrossFit, and as competitors themselves, Trinity coaches can get you ready for competition in 2017. Visit our convenient location on Route 7, Danbury Road, or find out more at trinitycrossfit.com.
Whether you're looking for the freshest seafood, the perfect steak, or want to share delicious appetizers, look no further than the Stone's Throw in Seymour. Chef Peter Hom has more than 30 years of experience creating original recipes in his American eclectic style. Our dishes are made from scratch with fresh, local ingredients that pair perfectly with a seasonal craft beer, a signature cocktail, or your favorite wine. When you visit our Riverside location, you'll feel like you're on vacation when you're only a stone's throw from home. Visit us on Roosevelt Drive in Seymour or at StonesThrowCT.com. At the Milford Bank, we offer an extensive selection of lending products and services to meet virtually any need. Submit your application online in our Mortgage Web Center. Start to finish, you can apply for a loan in as little as 10 minutes. Our knowledgeable and helpful staff are available to meet with you at your convenience. To learn more about what we can do for you, stop by one of our Milford Bank offices or visit us at milfordbank.com. The Milford Bank, always there. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. If you're watching this broadcast, you're not alone. The HAN network is available for 200,000 Connecticut cable customers on the Frontier Network. And we've also reached 1.7 million viewers on our free live streaming sports, news, and entertainment broadcasts. To reach our rapidly growing audience, contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Welcome back to this Wednesday edition of your coffee break on the HAN Network. Kate Czaplinski, and it's time to throw it over to Frank Granito for a Nutmeg Sports Update. Frank, busy night last night.
It was a late night. We had the girls basketball FCX semifinals here on the HAN Network as Stanford, Ridgefield, Trumbull, and Fairfield Ward all in search of a spot in Thursday's championship game. We got treated to some exciting basketball as we saw a 14-point comeback come up just short, and in game number 2, a triple OT battle. In the first semifinal, though, the defending conference champion Stanford Black Knights took on the Ridgefield Tigers in a matchup of the 2 and 3 seeds. Early foul trouble and poor shooting in the first half found the Tigers trailing 32-19. Brooke Kelly would stay hot through the third quarter to give the Black Knights a 14-point lead heading into the fourth. Seniors Megan O'Hara and Grace Goodwin for the Tigers would combine for 19 points in that final quarter, trimming the lead down to as little as 4, but coming no closer than that as clutch free throws would carry Stanford to a 7-point 59-52 victory. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first semifinal from last night.
It's O'Hara who can grab the board. Colonel pulling up in the mid-range, got it.
Beautiful shot by Caroline Colonel and a good timeout. Unlucky layup though, a good one.
Kicked outside for Brooke Kelly. Here's Kellner in the corner, puts up a 3, got it.
That's a big three-pointer for her. They're getting to the hoop, they just can't finish.
Oh, what a look from the freshman, and O'Connor finishes inside.
Again, the freshman showing off, showcasing her skills early on. Nice dish down low to Kellner. Rebound by Caroline Colonel here.
Good one with a lane to the rack. Gets it to fall.
Wow, that almost didn't go in there, Frank. How about this comeback from the Tigers? And look at the freshman here flying down the court.
O'Connor up off the glass, big answer.
How good is Megan Lancedo?
And with time expiring, Stanford will have a chance to defend their FCX title. The final score in this one, the Black Knights 59 and the Ridgefield Tigers 52.
So Stanford back in the FCX championship. They will have a chance to defend their title crown. What the second semifinal lacked in offense, it made up for in excitement as the Mustangs and Trumbull Eagles needed 3 overtimes to find a winner. It was a defensive battle from the start to finish, and number 1 Trumbull able to avenge their only loss from the regular season with a 36-34 victory. Taylor Brown was the game's high scorer, finishing with 11 points, none of them bigger than a buzzer-beating three-pointer at the end of the first overtime to tie the game and extend play. In a game where points were a rarity, the Mustangs will be looking back at this one, thinking about missed free throws and layups that could have been the difference down the stretch. Here are the highlights from game number 2 from last night.
As Parisi inside through contact, gets the bucket at the buzzer.
And that's why I said that's a mature play, Frank. They finally work it down low to Parisi, and she finishes with the buzzer beater.
Parisi inside, no good. She's got her own rebound. Out for Ofiero, open for 3. Count it!
What a big three-pointer. Trumbull's got to move it.
Ray at the buzzer! Yeah!
What a buzzer beater. Victoria Ray.
Oh!
Jim ignites.
How about that? But catches the pass inside. Kicked out to McGuire. She wants a 3 as she answers right back.
Both teams trading 3 for 3s right now.
Now down to 5. What's Polk gonna do? Give and go. Trying to work around trouble. Got to get something up. We're going to overtime.
Wow, great defense by Trumbull there.
McGuire's got an open look at 3. No good. Brown now on the second attempt. It counts!
Oh! Wow! There it is, Frank. I told you. Look for her to hit that 3. She did. What a big three-pointer. This. 10 seconds.
Parisi to the rack, off the glass. It was in and out. Osborne the rebound. They battle for it. A jump ball. And it's going to Trumbull with 4.9 seconds. Hits the second, does McGuire.
Big free throw. Fairfield Ward, plenty of time here.
Any foul against the Eagles, and it's 2 shots for the Mustangs. Trumbull has the rebound. They've got a foul. They don't get it. They don't get it. The Eagles are going to the FCX championship. They went down low to Osborne. The shot got blocked.
So tomorrow night's FCX championship set for 7 o'clock. It will be number 3 Stanford, the defending conference champion, and the number 1 Trumbull Eagles. We will have full coverage of that game. A preview tomorrow on Nutmeg Sports. Tip-off at 7. We'll be on the air at 6:50. Tonight, Kate, we've got the girls hockey semifinals in the FCX tournament. 6 o'clock and 7:45 from the Darien Ice House. Darien versus Fairfield Co-op, and then New Canaan versus Greenwich. That'll do it for this Nutmeg Sports update. Back over to you.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. Well, in other local news, following a recent string of overdoses that have occurred in Connecticut sober houses, U.S. Senator Chris Murphy joined U.S. Senators Elizabeth Warren, Orrin Hatch, and Marco Rubio, calling on the U.S. Government Accountability Office to investigate federal and state oversight of sober living homes and determine whether additional oversight is necessary. In a letter to Comptroller General of the United States, Gene Dodaro, Murphy outlined the gravity of the opioid epidemic in Connecticut and emphasized that a GAO review of sober homes would be helpful in understanding the role they play in helping Americans recover from substance abuse disorders. Most recently, a Ridgefield man and a Danbury woman died within a span of 2 weeks from drug overdoses at a sober house in Torrington. Murphy is the co-author of the bipartisan Mental Health Reform Act. And speaking of sober house oversight, many residents in New Canaan are wondering if and when the town will try and oversee, regulate, or inspect the new sober house at 909 West Road. Fire Marshal Fred Baker told the Advertiser on Tuesday, February 21st, that he was ready to move forward and take a professional look at the property, but first wanted to coordinate with other town officials. That sober house, which opened with no fanfare back on January 1st, surprised neighbors and town officials with its existence, enjoys federal federal and state protections, which in the opinion of the town attorney usurp local regulations because the residents recovering drug and alcohol abusers are considered disabled. Baker said he would first want to ensure that the house was safe, but had to wait to do so. New Canaan First Selectman Rob Malazzi, when asked by the Advertiser a few weeks ago what was happening, said that we continue to look into all means available to monitor and possibly regulate this activity, clearly taking place in a residential zone in the absence of our zoning regulations being enforceable by previously determined federal rulings. There's more on that story at ncadvertiser.com. And Milford Alderman Brian Anderson told the State Housing Committee last week that greed has taken over in the quest for affordable housing in the state and has led to some developers taking advantage of the affordable housing law known as 8-30G. The Housing Committee in the General Assembly heard testimony on both sides of the affordable housing law on February 16th as a number of bills were presented to amend the state regulation that allows developers to circumvent local zoning regulations to build housing that meets the affordable housing definition. Some, like Anderson, said the law needs to be changed. Others argued that the statute works as it's supposed to and that some of the changes proposed would only weaken it. And Reading residents Jean and Doug Reinfield Miller, along with two of their children, Charlotte and Jamie, recently returned from a trip to Antarctica. They traveled to the continent from Argentina aboard the Le Soleil. Aside from seeing many seals, penguins, whales, and birds up close, they said they were most struck by the majestic beauty and desolation of Antarctica. Now, with this trip, the Reinfield Millers have visited all 7 continents. That's pretty incredible. But we are going to step out for a break, and when we come back, we're going to recap some of the top stories we're following today on your coffee break after this.
On time, done right, safe and reliable. MrHandymanCT.com.
Let our satisfied customers tell it.
I have called Mr. Handyman for every reason, every occasion, every broken item, every leak. They have bailed me out on many occasions, and I would recommend them to anyone.
For any project, large or small.
MrHandymanCT.com.
Have a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Basketball, hockey, skiing, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook.
While there's still a bite out on the water, most anglers have decided to stow the gear for the winter. Just because Mother Nature isn't cooperating doesn't mean you can't see the latest models of all your favorite gear. With 2 convenient locations, it couldn't be easier to get your fix of summer. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
At InSports Trumbull, the game is always on inside. Recently renovated and home to one of Connecticut's largest indoor turf fields, InSports is a multi-sport recreation center providing state-of-the-art facilities for league play, camps, and youth programs. Sign your child up now for InSports Future Stars Basketball Academy, teaching skills on the basketball court for boys and girls ages 5 through 9. Visit InSportsCenters.com for more information on this 7-week program. And for adults, spots are also still available for our men's 30 and over and 40 and over leagues. Like and follow us on Facebook.
Want a new experience in car buying? Scap Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with one of the largest inventories of new 2- and 4-door Wranglers. We are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Come visit our new Ram Truck Center. Browse our websites, scapchryslerjeep.com or scapdodge.net to find the new Jeep, Chrysler Dodge car, minivan, or Ram truck you've been looking for. Just 2 miles from both I-95 or the Merritt Parkway exit 44. Save thousands at the President's Day event and Ram Truck Month, now through February 28th.
I'm Frank Granito.
And I'm Donald Ing for the HAN Network.
Tune in to Nutmeg Sports Monday through Thursday, where we bring you all the top stories from Connecticut sports.
From highlights to player interviews and expert analysis, no one gets you closer to Connecticut's games than Nutmeg Sports.
Nutmeg Sports, now Monday through Thursday at 2 p.m. on the HAN Network.
Welcome back to this Wednesday edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and WTNH is reporting that 2 people were injured after their plane crashed in East Haven near Tweed, New Haven Regional Airport earlier this morning. The East Haven and New Haven fire departments say that the plane went down near Tweed Airport around 10 a.m. There were 2 individuals on board the Piper PA-38 aircraft, and medical personnel is on scene treating their injuries. Police say the victims are in serious condition, and News 8 was told that one of them is suffering from traumatic injuries. In other news, a man hit by a car while riding a moped in Stratford on Friday night has died, according to police. Stratford Police Captain Frank Iannotti said Tuesday that the unidentified man died Tuesday morning of his injuries. Police are still investigating that crash. They said the man was hit just before 8 p.m. near the intersection of Canaan Road near Mary Avenue by a Toyota Camry being driven by another man. Preliminary investigation showed the moped operator was traveling south on Mary Avenue and attempted to cross Canaan Road when he was hit by the Camry, which was traveling west. Police said the moped operator was ejected and suffered serious injuries. The Camry driver remained on scene and was cooperating with police. It's still unclear whether any charges will be filed in that case. And a Shelton man was arrested in connection with the death of a man who overdosed from a mix of heroin and cocaine in September of last year. Back on September 17, 2016, a 37-year-old Shelton man was discovered dead in his home from an apparent drug overdose. Following an investigation, it was discovered that the man had purchased drugs earlier that day from 39-year-old Jerome Downing of Shelton. On Wednesday, Downing was arrested and charged with 2 counts of illegal sale of narcotics. He was held on a $25,000 bond and arraigned yesterday. And in other news, a car stolen from a Darien home was recovered several days later in Stamford after being involved in a motor vehicle accident. Stamford police arrested a 17-year-old in connection with the incident on February 18th. A Wilson Ridge Road resident reported his Land Rover stolen to police on the morning of February 16th. The vehicle had been left unlocked in the driveway with the key fob still inside. Police believe the vehicle was taken between 5 and 7 p.m. on February 15th, though the resident didn't realize the car was missing until the next day. According to police, his other vehicle had also been burglarized in the driveway, but only about $10 in loose change was reported missing. Stamford police recovered the vehicle with some minor damage at Pelham Place. And vandals have defaced a giant cross overlooking Waterbury from the site of the former Holy Land Park. The Associated Press reports that several green pentagrams and a large letter T were spray painted near the bottom of the 52-foot tall cross in Waterbury during the past several days. That vandalism was visible from Interstate 84. Waterbury Mayor Neil O'Leary bought the 17-acre property atop Pine Hill with a partner in 2013. He called the vandalism troubling. The cross was placed on the site in 2013 and is illuminated at night by color-changing LED lights. It replaced a larger cross that stood on the site since 1956 as the centerpiece of the former biblical park. Holy Land once attracted thousands of visitors a year, but it closed in 1984. Police are looking for the vandals, and no arrests have been made. And in some big news for a Stratford student this morning, ambassadors from Google visited Bunnell High School in Stratford to announce that sophomore Sarah Harrison is the winner of the Connecticut Doodle for Google competition. Stratford Star editor Melvin Mason was there. Harrison's winning artwork, which was revealed at an assembly at Bunnell, was inspired by the prompt, "What I See for the Future." As the winner, Harrison will be awarded an Android tablet and the chance to win a $30,000 college scholarship and $50,000 Google for Education grant for her school. Melvin talked with Sarah, and here's what she had to say.
Feel real. I woke up this morning and I was like, oh my God, it's actually happening today.
Okay.
It's really amazing. I never thought I would make it this far.
Okay, so now when did you actually make this doodle, and what was the impetus behind it, please?
I made it in late December, kind of around Christmas, and the importance behind it.
Yeah, please. Yeah, tell me a little bit about your meaning behind it, like why.
I wanted to emphasize the importance of community and just generalized happiness.
There's a lot more on that story, including the next phase of that competition at StraffordStar.com. But let's throw it over to Frank Granito for one final look at the forecast. Frank.
Thank you, Kate. Again, we saw some passing morning showers. Cloud cover right now, but that should move on before the afternoon as we get ready for another warm and mild day around the county. Mostly sunny and a high of 53. Temperatures falling into the low 40s overnight with patches of clouds heading into Thursday morning. Early morning fog tomorrow, but that will break before noon. Make way for partly sunny skies along with more mild conditions. Expected high of 62 as it should be the warmest day of the week. Partly cloudy overnight, a possible shower or two in parts of the county with a low in the mid 40s. And then mostly cloudy around the county to end the week on Friday. Mild again, temperatures in the mid to high 50s. Scattered showers throughout the afternoon and evening. They'll turn into occasional rain and drizzle overnight as we head for a wet Saturday to start your weekend. Let's go back over to Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. Well, we're going to start wrapping things up here on your coffee break. CT Pulse coming up at 12:30 with myself and Josh Fisher. 2 o'clock Nutmeg Sports, and as you mentioned earlier, Frank, big night in girls ice hockey.
We have got the semifinals, Darien and Fairfield Co-op, 6 o'clock, and at 7:45, New Canaan and Greenwich.
All right, and we'll see you tomorrow for your coffee break at 11. Have a great day.
But definitely.